Hey folks, welcome back to Patriot Ridge Farm. It's Mike, and it is Saturday morning. It's raining, and it's a great day to work in the greenhouse. All right, so I'm pulling up the tarps, the vinyl tarps and stuff that I had on the ground here to kill off and green compost my cover crop. Still going to have to contend with some of it along the edges here. I think I can do that, but here's what I want to show you. We got earthworms, and I know, oh, you got worms. But they are all over the place. When I pulled this tarp up, there's earthworms all over the place. I think that one's dead. He drowned. So this side here is from the downside. So I'm definitely going to have to put a drain on the outside here to catch this extra water, because this is staying really wet. And that's no big deal. I'll take care of that. But we've got earthworms in here. This soil is very soft. And compared to what it was as clay before, by me coming in here and tilling this and putting organic material in it and putting the pelletized gypsum and the peat and tilling it all back in again and getting that good cover crop in here, man, it's made a huge difference just in the soil consistency. And I can tell you now, as compared to the yellow clay that you see out there, it ain't yellow in here. So it's definitely helped, made a difference in the soil consistency and obviously the soil health, because we've got earthworms and we've got a lot softer soil texture. So the cover crops and everything that I added done its job. I actually added a bunch of bone meal in here as well, because the bone meal helped replace the phosphorus that was lacking in the soil. Other than that, everything else on the soil test showed up good. Now, what I need to finish doing today is I've got all my boxes here. I got my cardboard started. This pretty much whole side's done. I got to pull this tarp, fold it up, finish laying out through here. Then I'll do this side and then remove that tarp and finish out that side. I don't know if I've got enough cardboard to do that. I probably don't, even with these remaining over here and some of it that I've got stacked on my porch. But if I need to go get more, that's no big deal. I can do that pretty quick. But that's what we're doing now, is because the weather's warmer now. It looks like we're pretty much out of the frost risk. Not that you worry about it so much in the greenhouse. But my big thing is I want to be able to get this cardboard down, start building my soil beds, and getting my wood chips in here, and that way it'll acclimate. The enhanced temperature that's in the high tunnel here will help bring that soil temperature up to 70 degrees, because that's where I need it to be able to transplant and start we've already got seeds started in trays in the basement under grow lights, and once the soil temperature reaches 70 degrees and kind of stays pretty consistent there, then we can start planting in here a little early. I'm probably a little behind on this. Matter of fact, I know I am, but there's been other things that's came up that I've had to take care of. So we are really going to start focusing on this in here. I'm going to try to get as much done as I can today and tomorrow. I need to run to the hardware store and get a couple little things that I need. I've already got my boards, but just to get a couple little things that I need to finish out my soil beds, and then we can start bringing soil up. Of course, as much rain as we've gotten in the last several days, it's going to be, I'm not going to do it because it's just going to be caked mud. And I need to go get a couple scoops of compost off farm, unfortunately, but I know it's fairly clean. So I'm going to have to get some off farm compost. I'll get 2 scoops of it, throw in my topsoil that I have down at the bottom of the hill, and start putting my rabbit pellets in there, and I'll mix it all together, put it in a wheelbarrow, and bring it in here and start dumping it in my soil beds. So I just need to finish out building the frame today, and getting some more cardboard down, and we'll move forward with that. And as we start that process, I'll try to get a little video on here for you guys. So what we have done is out here, I'll show you guys this. So I've been bringing my soil up and kind of tying it into this here, because this was sloped way more. And because it's raining and muddy right now, I can't do a whole lot. There's a good bit of rock in here still, but that'll be fine. I'm not worried about planting or growing anything in here other than my wildflower mix in here along this bank. I'll do my wildflower mix through here. But then this, as I finish bringing my soil up, when it dries up a little bit, I can finish kind of leveling this off here and just giving that continuous gradual slope like we'd already had over here. And it just ties in pretty much perfectly so far. We took these bunk feeders and we planted some red onions. I can't remember what's in here, but we got some lettuce and we got some carrots, and I just planted these in what leftover compost that I had. Just filled these up. They've already got holes in the bottom of them to drain water out, and these things have done great. They're growing really well. I'm trying to remember what's in here, but I can't remember. But definitely red onions, carrots, and lettuce. So those are more cold tolerant anyways, and that's why we went ahead and planted them out here. But I'll finish bringing some soil up here when it gets dry, and I just need to put a little bit more on that front edge there towards the driveway to give me a little bit more flatter spot, like right over in this area right here. It's because it's still kind of a slope right there. And then we'll just tie all this in. I'll finish getting my my ground cover. I went with the fabric instead of plastic. I've got a decent roll left here. It should finish me out to the end of the greenhouse there, and then some ways back. And I'll put this in here, and then we'll start disassembling our raised beds, bringing them over here, setting them up on what flat area we have here. That way we can utilize this area as much as possible. Now I've got pear trees, apple, persimmon, a couple quince, and also pawpaw trees that I'm gonna, as I cut this stuff out right here, you can see it's all viney and overgrowth here. So as I cut a bunch of these trees out here, a couple of these are locusts that I'll just use as fence posts. I'll kind of clear that out right through there, and I'm going to plant some fruit trees right in here. And then where this hillside comes down here, you can see the difference there from where I typically mow frequently versus where I mow occasionally. I'm going to plant a row of fruit trees across here. We have a couple cherry trees and stuff. I'm going to utilize all this. And out here, of course, is where the wheat's going to go. This is going to be where the melons and the squash go in this area. But I've definitely got to get a French drain on this side of the greenhouse. So this is what we're working towards, and just make all of this whole area here part of a food forest. Yes, I got a lot of stuff piled up here. Big hand cut sandstone and stuff they're going to use for landscaping around the house, leftover firewood from last year, tire there for where I was going to make a feeder, but changed my mind. So we're going to utilize all this, and the daggone thing is right now I'm going to have to get ready to start mowing. So that's what we're coming into. A lot of people say they don't mow until Easter, or until after Easter. They don't like to mow their grass until after Easter. I probably just one of those old cultural superstitions, I don't know, but I'll wait until after Easter because I've got enough stuff to do in the meantime. So this is today's agenda. Finish getting as much of the cardboard down as I can, and probably going to measure out and see how much pipe I'm going to need there, because I know it's 48 feet long, but I want to come past it this way a little bit and then take it out the back around that end and drain over the hill. So I'm going to try to get as much of this done as I can today, and I'll keep you guys up on the progress and what we're going to do next. But I definitely need to address this excessive moisture and wetness over here and get that drain pipe planned out. So as we work forward this weekend, it's like I said, it's going to be raining outside, calling for rain pretty much most of the weekend, so I can just focus all my efforts in here. Don't have to worry about being out in the rain and getting wet, tearing up my hair. I hate when my hair gets wet because it gets all frizzy, but we'll keep working towards it. Guys, thank you so much. That last video about the chickens, a lot of good views on there, a lot of good comments, a lot of good interaction. I think some people, comprehension still seems to be an issue with some people. You got to understand that my experiences on video or what I experience in my immediate area, it's not global, it's not nationwide, but a lot of people are commenting and validating a lot of what we're experiencing here that they're experiencing in their areas. So yeah, there seems to be a chicken shortage, and a lot of people wanting chickens, and I do agree with a lot of the comments that people were saying come fall and winter, when people realize that they're going to have to provide, X amount of shelter and maybe some extended lighting if they choose to do that, and winter quarters and everything for their chickens. and they're going to have to continuously feed them through the winter. They're going to realize, hey, this was probably a bad idea, and there's going to be a lot of free or cheap chickens out there that are going to be at laying age. There are a lot of folks around here posting on social media sites that they're selling fertile eggs, they're selling hatched chicks, day-old hatched chicks and stuff. And I can tell you right now, just by looking over some of those, not that I need any more chickens right now, but people they're selling them as fast as they can hatch them, and as fast as they can get them on Facebook, they're selling them. So yeah, there is a lot of interest in chickens. You know, the bird flu's played a big role in that, or at least the hysteria around the bird flu. And the price of eggs, even though the price of eggs has come down, and yes, I'll validate another point, you're really not going to save a lot of money on eggs, especially in the first year or so, because you have to continuously feed these birds. It's going to take 20 weeks to 24 weeks before they're mature enough to start laying eggs. You do not need a rooster to have eggs. You need a rooster for fertile eggs, okay? So if you're planning on hatching eggs and we're selling hatched or fertile eggs, you do have to have a rooster. Otherwise, a hen will continuously lay eggs. They just won't be fertilized in the absence of a rooster. But yeah, hey, you know what? If it works out for people, that's great. That's what we want to see. I'd love to see more and more of that. I've said that before. More and more people exploring the old ways and realizing that they can do a lot more for themselves. Go for it, man. That's what I got to tell you. YouTube's a great resource. A lot of people on there, including me, that put these videos out there that show you that this is what we've done. These are the mistakes that we've learned from. Everybody's going to have to tweak each idea and plan or method to their own fittings. But otherwise, hey, you know what? That's where I've learned most of my stuff from. That's why I continue to do what I do. I never thought I'd own a greenhouse. I've got a greenhouse. And I learned the process to go about doing this on YouTube. So get out there, do more for yourself, buy local. Farmers market should be taking off here in the next couple months. Start buying your produce local. Okay, you're going to spend a little bit more, but you know where your food's coming from. You're going to know who your farmer is. You're going to make those relationships and everything, and you're going to find that local produce and local produced products have more flavor. They're better for you. They're healthier for you. They're safer. And you can ask, do you use any pesticides? Do you use any chemical fertilizers? Do you use any herbicides? You can ask them people that directly. You go to a big chain grocery store and ask that kind of stuff, even though it's labeled organic, you need to read into that a little bit, because organic doesn't mean what you think it means. They have a lot of loopholes and stuff that they can jump through. If you've made it this far in this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you're experiencing in your area with chickens what we're experiencing here. If you're getting ready for the growing season, let me know. Tell me what you're doing. Leave us a comment, interact on the channel, and share any videos that you like. But please, please hit that like button. Appreciate it much. My subscribers grew by like 27 in a couple days. I love that. I love to see this channel to grow. Maybe one of these days I can be a social media creator and I can retire early. I doubt it. Never going to happen. All right. Get and stay prepared. Stay free. God bless y'all.